हेलो गाइस, कैसे सभी लोग गाइस। आज गाइस हम करेंगे लाइव। ये लाइव चाहिए गाइस, ये एकदम बढ़िया। बस कुछ मैं अपना फटाफट चेक कर लेता, लाइव पे चला गया। ठीक है, लेट्स गो। लाइव चलेगी अपना गाइस, ठीक है। मैं अपनी फटाफट वीडियो अपलोड करके आता हूँ, ठीक है। मिलता हूँ मेरे को थोड़ी देर में, मतलब थोड़ी देर में, क्या अभी चली रहे। ओह यस, मेरी आवाज़ नहीं आ रही। यस आई गॉट दैट गाइस। आई नो भाई, सबको आवाज़ मेरी अब आ रही होगी। ओके, वीडियो अपलोड करते हैं और जाते हैं। 100 सेकंड में 100 व्यूज़ पाए। 100 सेकंड में नहीं, 10 सेकंड 10 सेकंड 10 न्यूज़, 10 सेकंड 10 न्यूज़। आज ये लड़ा मेरे साथ 15 स्टेप्स बुरे नहीं। सो जाऊँ चुपचाप। एक बार जो था लेक्चर लेक्चर फास्ट एंड फ्यूरियस गाइस, कैसे सभी लोग। आज मैं ज़्यादा लाइव कर रहा है, मेरा वीडियो अपलोड अभी कर रहा हूँ जस्ट बराबर। मैं पूरा दिन इंटरनेट में चला गया और ब्लॉग तो वैसे कुछ नहीं। अरे हाँ यार, उसको करनी है वीडियो थोड़ी ऐसे थोड़ी गाइस। जो भी चैनल की करनी है दूसरे चैनल की भी करनी है, सबको करने की है। इस तो वही है, सब कुछ करना, ठीक है। इस तो वही है और ब्लॉग तो वैसे कुछ नहीं। अरे हाँ यार, उसको कर लो भाई। मैं सब कर ट्राई करते हैं ऐसे थोड़ी गाइस। जो भी चैनल की करनी है, क्या है आवाज़ आई नहीं तब भी। दूसरे चैनल की भी करनी है, सबको करने की है। इस तो वही है, सब कुछ करना, ठीक है। इस तो वही है और ब्लॉग तो वैसे कुछ नहीं। अरे हाँ यार, उसको कर लो भाई। मैं सब कर ट्राई करते हैं ऐसे थोड़ी गाइस। जो भी चैनल की करनी है, क्या है आवाज़ आई नहीं तब भी। आवाज़ आ रही है। दूसरे चैनल की भी करनी है, सबको करने की है। इस तो वही है, आवाज़ आ रही है मेरी। हेलो 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 गाइस, कर लो भाई। मैं सब ट्राई करते हैं ऐसे थोड़ी गाइस। हेलो, जो भी चैनल की करनी है, क्या है आवाज़ आई नहीं तब भी। आवाज़ आ रही है। दूसरे चैनल की भी करनी है, सबको करने की है। इस तो वही है, आवाज़ आ रही है मेरी। हेलो 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 गाइस, कर लो भाई। मैं सब छोड़ भाई, नहीं आ रही नहीं आ रही नहीं आ रही। मतलब भाई, मतलब डेट भी चेंज करेंगे, ठीक है।
If somebody cannot project their ideas to me succinctly, I instantly just dislike them because maybe I have ADHD, maybe I'm too busy, I don't know what it is, but I don't have time for your ums and ahs. I don't have time for it. So if I'm sitting in a meeting and somebody goes, we're gonna start with, and this is how people speak. You're a full-grown man, and you can't finish a sentence without saying or ah in the only language you know. You've been speaking it for 14 years. It bothers me. It's a pet peeve of mine. It irks me. Occasionally, we make mistakes. But if you actually listened to most people speak, that's how most people communicate in the world. You wonder why you can't convince a girl to sleep with Nice. Dummy! You're a dummy! No wonder you can't make any money! You're an idiot! This is people. They're and on their way through life. It bothers me when people come to pitch me. If they say or too much in the first sentence, it's over. Sorry, sir. When you learn to talk English, when you learn to speak, might give you another chance. Goodbye. So you're right. The ability to project the thoughts inside of your mind in a way that other people can digest and is also entertaining is massively a superpower. How do you develop that superpower? It's not through practice. People think it's practice. Practice doesn't make perfect. Because
you can practice a really bad habit and get really good at a really shit thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The person who ums and ahs at 48 has been practicing his whole life. He's practiced just fine.
He's great at that.
He's great. Feedback is what's important. You have to analyze. I'll give you an example. When I was playing chess as a kid, I would play chess for 2 hours a day, training under my father. 1 hour would play, 1 hour would be going back through the games and analyzing the games. I always enjoyed playing, but I hated analyzing. But it was the analysis that made me better. And I can prove that now, because when I was 8 or 9, I think my rating was around 15. Now, I've been playing Blitz, play 3-minute chess online, for 20 years, ever since I was a child, and my rating is 17. I've gotten no better in 20 years, because I don't watch my games back, I don't analyze them, I don't look where I made mistakes, I just play. That's the problem. So when people speak, they just speak. They don't watch themselves back. I'm going to watch this podcast 10 times. I'm going to identify every single time I stuttered or made a mistake or didn't use the word I should have used. And then people are going to ask me, how do I speak the way I speak? Why do my podcasts get the most views? Because I'm a professional. If I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it properly. That's why. Most people will do a podcast, and they'll just sit there and they'll just talk shit. And then they'll finish it. They'll go on with their brokey day. Be a broke. But it's very interesting what you said about speech, because that also ties back to my current predicament. This is the first time in my adult life I can't use my superpower. Because my superpower is talk. If you were to put me in front of someone and give me an hour to convince them that I could rip out their throat with my little finger, I guarantee by the end it part. I can't talk. It's very weird for me. I became acutely aware of my superpower because I'm going through this process. And I'm like, why am I so frustrated with this? And one day it dawned on me, I don't get to talk. When I get to talk, this is how much of a superpower speaking is. When I get to talk, it's fun. I could have talked the ocean out of freezing me to death on the Titanic. I could have literally said, listen, bro, my unmatched perspicacity, well, I could have ran my mouth, and I would have, it would have warmed up for me. I'm that guy. I can't talk now. So it's very frustrating. So it's interesting you say how it's a superpower. It certainly is, because I've even realized it in this current predicament. I mean, how important it is to be able to speak.
When you've lost it, because you've lost it, like if you lost your hands.
Yeah, that's right, exactly, because I've lost it. And the fact there are people going through the world today who want to be successful and want to have all these amazing things, and they only speak English, and they communicate in English, and they try and get other people to understand their ideas in English, and they can't speak English. Or to lose.
सोचते हुए इसने क्या बत्ती झाड़ी अपनी खतरनाक बत्ती तो मैं भी नहीं कर सकता है.
You have a little bit of a system you can share on how to make money. I know we've got cobratape.com. We'll keep shouting it out. But any tips for someone who's ready, but they don't yet know the how?
Completely. So we teach it inside of the real world, of course. I keep mentioning it because it's so important. But there are 3 keys, I believe, to making money. The word of the day. First one's perspicacity. Most people go through life and they do not pay attention. I've said this before and I want to stick by it because it's so important. You need to pay attention to every single time you spend money, because you cannot make money. You're not the Federal Reserve, you're not a government. Governments make money. All of us take money from somebody else or a business or government. We take money from other things.
कि
So the easiest way to learn how to get good at taking money is to pay attention to every time someone takes money from you. So next time you buy coffee, don't just buy the coffee and drink it and think nothing of it like every brokey. Don't do that. Say, okay, why am I buying this coffee? Okay, I want a coffee. All right. Why am I buying here? Well, this is on my way to work. Is there any competition around? Do I also want breakfast? Do they sell breakfast? No, they don't sell breakfast. They could probably make some more money if they're selling breakfast. Anyway, I walk in, there's a long line. Why is there one member of staff? I'm low on time. I'm about to leave and not buy the coffee. They're about to lose money because it's taking too long. Most of the people in this line are businessmen. Why is there not a cute girl buying? I bet if they paid a cute girl a little bit more, they'd still make a bunch more money for people coming here to talk to her. Think. And then what you'll do is, as you go through life, every time you spend money, is you'll realize the problem is not how to make money. The problem is how much time you have. Because there's endless business ideas. There's endless ideas. I walk into a coffee shop, and by the time I've walked out, I already know exactly how to open up next door and out-compete people.